Hey guys, Matt Cooper here, aka MODC Architecture, and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm going to be talking to you about my top 5 design inspirations that I always look to before starting a design project or during a design project when I'm in a little bit of a rut. These are the top 5 things that I always look at. Before I get into this video, if I could just ask you to like the video, subscribe and hit that notification bell, that would be awesome. It would help me out so much on my quest to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. And let's get into the video. So number 5 on the list of sort of really helpful design inspirations, I suppose, is I would honestly look at Pinterest. Pinterest is a fantastic source of student projects and student drawings that will just really open your eyes kind of onto new possibilities. You know, I learn stuff on Pinterest that's new every day, and I get these design inspirations. I may click off them, forget about them, but subconsciously they influence your designs, especially if you really like them. They influence your designs in a very specific way, and you find your design kind of, or your drawing styles kind of go towards those things that you've been looking at in terms of your inspirations. And then the real skill is then to add your own sort of twist on it, so to understand that you're taking this drawing but then you need to translate it into working with your own project, and then that's when you create your kind of style, which is really cool. And yeah, you need to be able to make your own style as an architect, and that comes into sort of our next category, number 4. Number 4 is Archigram by Peter Cook. Now, Peter Cook is a very inspirational architect. I think he taught at the Bartlett School of Architecture for a long time, but more importantly, he between 1960 and 1974 ran this sort of journal called Archigram. He created over 900 drawings and sort of made drawings such as the plans for the plug-in city, and these sort of hypothetical fantasy cities that he created and drew were inspiration, never built of course, but their projects sort of provoked debates combining architecture, technology and society into one conceptual drawing, and really displaying those drawings with different colours and vibrant colours, more importantly. So and it's just a colossal gallery of drawings that you really should look through, especially if you're struggling on sort of interesting designs and social concepts perhaps that you need to sort of address. Maybe you've got a social agenda you want to communicate. Something in Archigram will definitely help you with that. So I would 100% look at Peter Cook's Archigram. The next thing to look at, I would say, is ArchDaily. ArchDaily is a fantastic source of architectural projects, both built and unbuilt, both student and professional. It's just a colossal sort of collection of projects that range from, you know, just these small pavilions, these tiny pavilions, into these massive cities that are being planned, these master plans of cities which are going to be built in the near future. Now, pretty much any architecture firm has had something probably featured on ArchDaily. Students that I know have had stuff featured on ArchDaily, and it's just an absolute must to look at. And alongside that, Dezeen as well. Dezeen's a very good source too, but those, I suppose those two sources, they do the same thing. They report on architectural news and they look at analysing these new architectural projects, and obviously the classic concepts that or the classic buildings that you and I know as sort of architecture students. And generally what they have as well is they have plans and sections of those buildings. So what was really useful is then getting those plans and sections and being able to put them into your projects as precedent studies, and be able to talk about the structure, the circulation, the facade, the enclosure and the movement that goes along in that building. So that's absolutely 100% useful, and you should take advantage of ArchDaily and Dezeen. I will leave a link to everything that I'm talking about in the description below, because I feel like if you're not looking at these, you're not living up to your full potential as an architecture student. So you need to absolutely look at these for sure, 100%. Anyway, on to number 2. Number 2 is an architecture firm, specifically is OMA or OMA, a fantastic architecture firm which do some really interesting projects. One of their most famous projects for sure is the CCTV headquarters. Absolutely incredible project, beautiful design, really sort of pushing the boat out there in terms of structure and circulation. Again, I'll try and have sort of what images I can of this, but it's a fantastic fantastic building, and they're a fantastic firm who do some incredible designs. For example, the Galleria in Guangzhou, I believe it's called, which is sort of a incredible, I want to say it's an incredible, well, it's an incredible gallery, but the exterior is brilliant. It sort of is almost like a rock face. I think it's kind of trying to look like a rock face, and it's completed in 2020, and it's sort of this beautiful building which really kind of, the facade moves in and out, and it's just amazing. And Omar have managed to come up with this design and make it work in a sort of urban context, and I just think they're an incredible architecture firm. They're winning competitions they're winning competitions now. They've recently won a competition to design Chengdu's sort of future science city, with an incredible looking design already. Again, you'll be able to see an image here, but yeah, absolutely look up OMA. Finally, the architecture firm I think which are sort of some of the most inspirational, or do the most inspirational piece of architecture, is Zaha Hadid Architect. Zaha Hadid are a fantastic architecture firm. I am working with 3 of their employees in the form of them being my tutors, and of course the late Zaha Hadid herself was an inspiration to all architects the world over, and some of the incredible designs that she's done and created, from just even these sort of houses which were sort of more low-key projects but still just as important to the architectural world. The recent Beijing airport which has been opened up is this fantastic, incredible, huge piece of architecture, but the way that they design it is just so flawless, with particular detail to sort of acoustics, the program, and circulation as well. All things fine detail. The Morpheus building in Macau, absolutely fantastic building. The program's pretty simple, you know, it's a casino and a hotel. However, the restaurant spaces and the spaces which you can interact with as a sort of person are just incredible to sort of analyze and see. And then also structurally and in terms of facade, just the meticulous detail in just creating these incredibly natural forms are just so inspirational, and really will just get your design head ticking. So absolutely look at Hadid Architects. And yeah, that's kind of like my top 5 at least. There are definitely more architecture firms. You know, for example, you could look at Norman Foster, incredible, well, Fosters and Partners, incredible architecture firm again. Anything to do with Rem Koolhaas or Louis van der Rohe, all very inspirational stuff, some incredible architects there. And then actually, if you were to look at more sort of artistic forms, what I find is looking at Jean-Claude and Christo, incredible artists who used to cover all these massive surface areas, or just these very small things. Again, a huge range. That's the thing with all these architects and artists. They're skilled because they can develop or they can manipulate their ideas into any scale. They can and pay just as much attention to those scales. But anyway, yeah, Jean-Claude and Christo, what they did was they covered these either massive spaces or small areas with cloth and fabric, and really paid attention to the folds, and that sort of alludes to what Frank Gehry does. Frank Gehry, I think, is actually very inspired by Jean-Claude and Christo. So another architect that you should definitely look at. He's actually my favourite architect. I don't know why I didn't mention him. Frank Gehry, fantastic architect, and of course has created some incredible buildings in the Guggenheim in New York, and also the museum in Bilbao, and also the Walt Disney Concert Hall. So yeah, definitely look at all of those. I just gave like a bunch of others. I didn't really keep it to a top 5, but you know, you need to look at these sort of things if you want to be doing well as an architecture student, and if you want to be having those designs really these sort of inspirational things will help take your design to the next level. So yeah, that's about it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope your architectural sort of degree is going well, because obviously we're sort of near the midpoint of the academic year, or I hope that your applications are going well to your architecture schools. And thank you so much for watching. Please remember to hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here, and hit that notification bell. Yeah, that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and see ya.